CSGO is a scene filled with triumph, rage, happiness, and of course, sadness. Let's take a moment to slow down and experience some of the saddest Twitch moments of CSGO. My name is Braden, and welcome to Valve Guides. CSGO Empire is the #1 site for fun entertainment in the CS community. Make sure to follow them on Twitter for consistent giveaways and use our code GUIDES for 50 cents for free to start betting. Guys, I have a giveaway going on my Twitter for a vanilla karambit knife. If you want to get in on that, link will be in the description below. If you want to use a visit to CSGO Empire to get an extra ticket through the link below, you can do that and then use the code GUIDES to get 50 cents for free. It's pretty darn sick. As with everything in life, there are ups and downs. One moment you're on top of the world and the next you feel demotivated and useless. Let this be a reminder that these moments of sadness are temporary and will pass. I just got out of one myself. It's also an important trait to have to be able to empathize with others, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. Here are our top 5 saddest Twitch moments of CSGO. Adam Bariza. Adam Bariza is 18 years old and lives in California. He suffers from a rare condition called HSAN type 2. This means that he physically can't feel pain. He is legally blind and deaf. At the start of every game, he tells his teammates why he can't speak very well. In this particular game, his teammates did not understand and they started to think he was trolling, and after a few rounds decided to kick him. The sad part is I think this is almost to be expected. After this happened, a post on Reddit surfaced with the clips of what happened to Loop, and it went viral. After this Reddit post, it caught people's attention and CSGO pro players started tweeting about him. And the Reddit thread got more and more popular. After this, he had gone viral by the late afternoon and he was streaming to 3,000 concurrent viewers. As his stream grew, he gained a lot of attention from organizations and sponsors, and he caught the attention of the organization Team Envious and eventually signed a streaming contract with them. So this did end up happily, although the moment itself that we're showing here is quite devastating to watch, especially for some people. At number 4, we have Skadoodle's first ever interview after winning the major for the first time.
Thank you for all the fans who showed up.
After a really bad start to the ELEAGUE Major Boston going 0-2 in both the qualifier and groups, they brought back in and eventually qualified for the playoffs. In the playoffs, they faced G2, which is a rematch from the qualifier, and they swept them 2-0 in games that were 16-8 and 16-7. And in the semifinals, they faced SK Gaming, winning 2-1 and advancing to the finals. They advanced to the finals looking the best they've ever looked, and in the finals, they meet FaZe, who are in world beating form, and after Cloud9 lost the first map, it looked like all was going downhill until they stepped it up the second map and caught FaZe by surprise by winning 16-10. The last map was Inferno, and a great map for both teams, reaching double overtime and eventually closing it out 22-19. Cloud9 won the major title. After the celebrations had commenced, Skadoodle wanted to give his first ever interview. In doing so, he was very emotional at the stage and began to break down mid-speech. He said a quote which is now well used by all of the CSGO community: "I'm not crying, you're crying, stop." It's a bittersweet moment. Cloud9 and Skadoodle were the first ever North American team to lift a major trophy, and they made history in doing so.
Congratulations, Skadoodle. Once again, your ELEAGUE Major champion is Cloud9!
There you have it. I'll tell you what, many a manly tear has been shed.
Number 3, S1mple crying about his journey to the top.
How long have you been working towards this, my friend?
It was a lot of work from here.
S1mple had humble beginnings, starting his career in the CIS scene, where he was recognized as a young talent and had a lot of potential, but no team would want to take the risk of adding him to their roster until Team Liquid came back around and took the chance, and boy did it pay off. He's basically Kanye West. I mean, what? Within the first few months there, online games had been going well, and the big tournament came around, the major qualifier for MLG Columbus. And after some hard-fought victories, they eventually qualified for the Columbus Major, and this is the moment where S1mple broke down and let his emotions get to him.
Yes, thank you everyone for supporting. Thank you my mom for watching, my girlfriend. Thank you every fans of Team Liquid and our sponsors. Thank you, and see you at Major. I will be better.
Congratulations, bud. We'll see you at the major in a few weeks. Give it up for Liquid, guys.
At number 2, we have Ninjas in Pajamas versus Vega Squadron Major Qualifier, the last round. At the ELEAGUE offline major qualifiers, NIP and many other top tier talents were there for one reason and one reason only, to qualify for the major spot. The Ninjas had a decent start where they faced Renegades and they beat them 16-9 and moved to 1-0 overall. In round 3, they were against Optic Gaming and they lost 16-9 and dropped to 1-2 down, and they could not afford to lose another game or they were out of the tournament completely. The round 4 game was against the massive underdogs in the tournament, Vega Squadron. Vega Squadron caught Ninjas in Pajamas off guard and beat NIP 16-2, and this was the end of the Ninjas' dreams to go to a major again. At the end of the game, you can see how distraught NIP's players are, and you still can't believe what happened. You can see them with their heads in their hands and Forrest shaking his head, trying to get his head around what just happened to him. This was the eventual downfall of the NIP roster and led to Freiburg departing in a 5-month-long slump where they had a run of bad results. Pretty sad story overall, but kind of cool if you're Vega Squadron, so it really depends on who you're going for in this case. At number 1, we have VP ELEAGUE Boston Major Elimination.
Two teams. It's going to mean a lot for Cloud9 to keep their heads above water here and to defeat VP along the way, but for VP, we have to wonder where the story goes from this point.
After a disappointing few months for the Polish powerhouse, they went into the 2018 major feeling fresh, and their first match was versus an unknown team at the time, Quantum Bellator Fire, who came in through the online qualifier. All of the VP fans had high hopes for this game, but they got swept of the server 16-3. Going into the second game, they played against Fnatic, who were also in poor form going into the game, but they lose 16-6, getting outplayed. And their final game was just a struggle against Cloud9, and both teams were 0-2, which meant that whichever team lost goes home for good. And after a decent start in the game, Cloud9 destroyed them 16-7, and Virtus Pro was eliminated from the tournament. After the game, you can see the disappointment in the VP players' faces and how saddened they really were. And the camera panned over to Pasha, who we all know is quite emotional, and it zoomed in on him crying on stream, and you can really tell how sad he is, and based off of the past, you can tell that he is legitimately feeling the way that he looks, and it's quite devastating, especially for VP fans and especially for Pasha fans. Seeing him cry is never a fun deal.
This is all my life, my wife and my kids, my friend. Don't say it again, my friend.
Hello guys, and welcome to the end live portion of the video, where I make poor life decisions, sponsored by CSGO Empire. Before we get started, guys, I wanted to tell you, if you didn't notice in the intro, I have a Karambit giveaway going on my Twitter right now. If you want to go to my Twitter at BradenVG, so that's BraedonVG, this giveaway, you know, there's nothing to lose. I have everything to lose, but it's a Karambit, and I want to give it to you, so I'm not really losing it. That's my choice. I'm gonna stop talking. We put 50 in on T, and we didn't get it. That's normal now for me to lose. We're gonna put 75 in on T. I'm nervous now because I keep losing when I was on. Okay. See. 825. We started with 800. Nothing to complain about. You know what? I think it's gonna be T again. My first instinct would be to go CT, so that's why I went T. If you didn't know, that's my strategy. Just take my first instinct, throw it out the window. And C, my first instinct is always wrong. So we're already 75 positive. I can't really complain about that. We're gonna bet 25 on CT to close out the video because I'm scared to bet anymore. But again, make sure to check out my Twitter at BradenVG for a Karambit giveaway. I've been wanting to give this away for a while, but I've just been lazy. No excuse, I'm just plain lazy. Wow, look at that. We won 3 in a row, guys. That's the first time in a long time we've won more than one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm a big Pasha fan, so seeing him sad gets to me. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I know it's a sad video, but there were bittersweet moments. I didn't want to make it totally sad, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.